Let's get started. Let's go get it. And let's finish it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Voice for Value 52-Step Challenge. Let's go. This is episode number 7, and we have a powerful episode for you today. It's epic. I'm telling you, we're going all the way up. Let's go. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Listen, the title of today's episode is Speaking Just Became Easy. Listen, today's episode is designed to bring out the best in you. Ooh, your voice is a financial instrument, and we're about to use it today. Let's go. We're going to a whole new level. Look, speaking just became easy today. Listen, if you did not go back and get episode number 6, Proud to Pay, listen, y'all tore that up. Look, shout out to everybody in the Patreon, in the DMs, Facebook comments. Listen, y'all tore that episode up. It must have been some jewels in there. If you did not see episode number 6, Proud to Pay method, we broke down the Nipsey Hussle method that made his consumers proud to pay. Oh, come on. Look, we went to a whole new level on episode 6, so make sure you go back and you go grab that. If you're not a part of the Patreon community, make sure you jump in. Listen, today's episode is about speaking becoming easy. Here's the tier that I want you to look at for Patreon, right? If you want to continue to make public speaking become an easy thing for you, here's where you want to be. You want to be right here in the Speaker's Vault. Oh, the Speaker's Vault, it has over 100 plus different facility strategies, right? Methods and ways for you to make an impact in the rooms that you walk into. So say, for instance, if you're a facilitator, if you're a speaker, you're an educator, and it's kind of flat right now, right? You're looking for new things to engage your audience. Listen, this is where you want to be right here. If you're an inspiring speaker and you're just coming into the speaking business, guess what? You want to be right here in the Speaker's Vault, right here. Jump into this tier. I'm telling you, premium content, over 60 plus minutes of me breaking down strategies, stories, and different methods that you can use as a speaker, as a facilitator, as an educator, as a leader, right? Come on, jump into this right here. That's where you want to be. Listen, special shout out to everybody who's been purchasing the gear, right? You got hype, like hype going crazy with the printing and the shirts and all that stuff. Y'all got him working, right? Special shout out to everybody who, look, we can bring it up right here. We can bring it up the shop. If you're not a part of the shop, make sure you jump into the shop. Listen, universityofunstuck.com. We jump into the shop. It's hoodie season. Let's go. It's hoodie season. Get your Let's Get Started hoodie, Unstuck t-shirt, the thick brand, right? The Stonewalls, this is one of the best sellers right here. So jump into the shop, man. Like, let's get with it, y'all. Look, special shout out to everybody who's already in the community and y'all are eating this up. Oh, real quick, before I forget, because I'm on Apparel, right? We're thinking about doing a breast cancer awareness hoodie, right? Pink joint. Like, what do you think about the pink hoodie and maybe where the period is on the Unstuck, right? We put the ribbon, right? We make a whole pink hoodie, pink University of Unstuck, or just put Unstuck on there and ribbon on that. Like, jump into the comments and let me know what you think about it, right? What you think about it? Should we do it? Should we do it? Because every year we normally do something for breast cancer awareness and, the soldiers, the army. I think it's where you salute the soldiers, where you do the army fatigue, right? Whatever that is, like, we do that for the month as well. Hype is all in control of that, but I want to make sure that y'all really want us to do these things, right? I don't want to give you something that we just want to give y'all. Like, if you like it, like, let me know, right? We do whatever y'all tell us to do. So thank y'all so much for jumping into the apparel shop. Man, the Patreon, everybody who's a part of it, thank you guys so much, man. It's building. Listen, last episode, I don't know what happened on YouTube, but we broke through. We broke through the algorithm, right? The views just went to a whole new level, right? So I want you guys to continue to share the content. Listen, today's episode is powerful. You're gonna want to lock in with this and also share it. Oh, we're doing something special. Today's episode is designed to bring out the best in you. There's something special on the inside of you, and I promise you, when you leave from this session, you're gonna understand how to bring it out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But before we jump into it, you already know what it is. We got to do the Pledge of Allegiance, right? I keep saying of and allegiance. It's a Pledge of Allegiance, y'all. Look, I want you to pledge an allegiance to yourself that says, when I leave this video, I'm going to do everything that I learned. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to retain it, and I'm going to put it into action. I'm going to show improvement after I leave this video. I'm going to use my voice as a financial instrument and start walking into these rooms and leaving an impact so I can leave with a check. I'm trying to get you to walk into these rooms and shift the room so it can shift your pockets. I'm trying to get you to walk into these rooms and use your voice as a financial instrument so you can walk out of there with your pockets just a little bit fatter. And it's not just about the money, it's about the impact that you make. But also, I want you to leave those rooms with a little bit more money in your pocket. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's right here, Pledge of Allegiance. Let's go. Words are powerful. And the two most powerful words in human history are I am. Whatever I decide to put after I am, I shall become. With that said, I am confident that my ability to speak is my financial instrument that will help me leave this world better than how I found it. As a result, I am a producer of wealth and a walking ATM machine. So from this day forward, there's no need to search for difficult ways to make a little bit of money because my voice has enough value to create simple ways to make a lot of money. I am the creator of the overflow that the next generation will be favored with. And that journey begins now. Let's get started. Let's go get it and let's finish it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I am, baby, I am. Listen, I get empowered every time I hear the I ams. Let's go, let's get it. Listen, in this episode, I'm going to teach you a strategy, a structure, a framework, a method on how public speaking can become easy for you. Congratulations. Listen, public speaking just became easy because you're tuned into this episode. Here's the first thought I want you to have before we start. How much is your silence costing you? Right? How much is it costing you to stay silent because you're not opening up your mouth to speak to other people and provide solutions for other people? How much is it costing you? Because I already know what time it is, right? The top 3 human fears is, they say sharks, they say heights, and they say public speaking. Right? Public speaking is one of the top 3 human fears. And here's why. Because nobody has ever broken down or given a framework on how to properly publicly speak. It's a framework. Like most people believe that when you see public speakers, facilitators, like they're just kind of talking through it. Nope, it's a framework. And I'm going to show it to you today. I'm going to make public speaking easy for you. So the top 3 human fears is sharks, heights, and public speaking. Guess what? No more fear there. But here's the thing I need you to understand. Your voice is an instrument for your elevation. I want you to write that down. We're going to take away the fear of public speaking today, but the first thing I need you to know is your voice. Look, write this down. Like for real, write this down. Look, I already know it. Look, you're still looking at the video. No, I need you to grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, or swipe out of this and get to your notepad, and I need you to write this down. Your voice is an instrument for your elevation. Because I'm going to teach you how to use your voice to elevate other people, and then in turn, it's going to elevate you. So I need you to write this down. Your voice is the instrument for your elevation. All right, so once you got that, now we can jump into it. The job description of a public speaker is to solve problems. All right? So when you're speaking, when you speak about problem solving, when you speak about solutions, what happens is public speaking becomes easy. It becomes a flow. So I need you to understand the job description of a public speaker, a facilitator, an educator, a talker, an explainer of something. The job description is to simply solve problems. An ineffective speaker makes it about them. Right? But an effective, a powerful, an impactful speaker makes it about the audience. So your job as a public speaker is to solve problems. Now, if we can get that part, listen, we're locked in. So I want you to become obsessed about solving other people's problems. If you can get that part, and we're going to walk through it, right? But if we can get that part, become obsessed about solving other people's problems more than they are, right? And when you start talking about the right things, the right solutions, what happens is the conversation becomes a flow. The public speaking becomes a flow. And once you apply this framework that I'm about to give you right here, ooh, you go to a whole new level. So the first thought process is I need you to obsess about other people's problems more than they do. Now, whiteboard moment. Let's get to it. Let's get to the framework. Let's get it. Whiteboard moment. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. I know y'all can tell I'm pumped up. I love me a whiteboard moment. I live for this right here. Let's get it. So here's the framework. Once you have solutions, right? We want to talk about solutions. We understand, okay, whatever room that we're walking into, we have to make it about the audience. So before we walk into the room, we got to make sure we understand the problems that they have, who we're speaking to. And these are the type of things that you get from the person that hires you, the person that wants to bring you in to speak. Guess what? You got to ask them specific questions. Hey, what is your biggest challenges? By the time that we leave this room, what do you want your people to know? Right, these are types of questions that can help you provide solutions for the room. So make sure that you're speaking to the person who brought you on board. Ask them questions, right? Don't just walk into a room and just give them what you think they need. No, we don't want any gray area, right? We want to be clear. Before we walk into this room, we want to have solutions because our job description is to be a problem solver. Now, the framework, once we have our solutions, hopefully you've gotten your solutions. And here's what we'll do. We'll create another video that's going to help us, just get to those solutions, right? And I'll kind of go through it in this process, but we'll do another video after this that's going to help us gather up our solutions so we can actually insert this into the framework that we're doing here today. But I'll go over it a little bit with this framework. Now, here's the framework. This is the pastor framework. All right, and my mentor, Cantus, gave me this, and I'm not going to explain it how he explained it. I'm going to just go a little bit deeper into it, right? I'm going to make it my own way, right? But the framework that we use as speakers, whenever you see a facilitator, whenever you see an educator, it seems as if they're just flowing and it just comes natural, and it may come natural, but honestly, they're using the framework. Now, it may not be the pastor. There's hundreds of different frameworks, but I just want to introduce you to this one because this is the foundation of speaking, facilitating. Even if you have like a commencement speech, whatever the case may be, the pastor framework is always useful. Here's what the P stands for. Problem. All right? When you first walk into a room, you kind of want to, fill the room out. You get the introduction. And as you're going into your spiel, the first thing you want to remember is the problem. What's the problem in the room? Okay, perfect example. I'm speaking to maybe some educators, some teachers, right? Okay, the problem in the room is teacher burnout, right? We all know about teacher burnout. So how you walk into a room and you impact the room, the speaking becomes easy is you think in your mind, what's the problem in the room? Hey, listen, I already know what the problem is in the room. It's teacher burnout, right? Like we understand how that thing goes. So here's what you want to do. You kind of want to open up the floor. Hey, listen, can somebody tell me like what's the biggest challenge with teacher burnout, right? Like what are some of those biggest challenges? And you open up the floor for them to talk. Oh man, it's this. Boom. You're speaking about the problem. You want to state the problem. The problem is teachers burnout. And then after the problem, you want to agitate the problem. Agitate it. Boom. You want to be there. All right, what does agitate the problem look like? What does it sound like, right? When you're agitating the problem, you're using statistics. You're using data on talking about the problem. Like, okay, I'll give it to you like this. 45% of teachers quit in the first 5 years. That's the statistics. That's what statistics say. Statistics say that 45% of new teachers, they quit within the first 5 years. And then another statistic that's tied to that, all I'm doing is I'm agitating the problem, right? Another statistic that's added to that is 700 students drop out every single day because of teacher burnout. And you start talking about these things, they start feeling it, right? Right? And you become more connected with them. Look, I understand how it goes. Like I understand 45% of people, they walk away from their educational jobs within the first 5 years because I know these things, right? You want to get engaged with it. You want to talk about it. But as you're agitating the problem, what you're doing is you're leading them to the solution. Right? You got to first talk about the problem, discuss it. Yep, teacher burnout is real. It's a real thing. I already know why you're here. Like, I get it. I understand how you feel. Make that connection. I understand how you feel right now. It's the teacher burnout, right? It's having all of these, it's the ratio from teacher to students. It's so many different students, so many different personalities. Look, I get it. You want to make sure that you connect with them, right? Oh, I'm telling you, public speaking is about to come easy for you. Just through this framework right here. Talk about the problem, then you agitate the problem. Here's the third thing. Talk about the solution. You discuss the solutions. What's the solution? Okay, this is, here's how you say it. Here's how you rock out with it. Listen, I understand 45% of teachers, they walk away from their job within the first 5 years. 700 students, they drop out daily. So if we're going to overcome these challenges right here, you're going to need to know these 5 things. When you roll that out, when you speak that, when you talk that way and you jump into your solutions, oh, look, I'm telling you, if you jump into these solutions, and I don't know what the solutions are, but again, we're going to dive in on how to get to those solutions. But when you roll that out, you're going to need to know these 5 things. The minute that you say, yo, you're going to need to know these 5 things, guess what they're going to do? Oh, get the paper and the pen out. Oh, let me write this down. 5 things. Okay, he's about to give us 5 solutions. He understands the problem. He gave me statistics. He's giving me data. Okay, he looks credible. He looks like he know what he's talking about, right? So here's the first solution: work-life balance. All right, and I'm kind of just making this up, right? Work-life balance, right? That's your first solution. And as you talk about that solution, you just go deeper into it. Like, how do you create work-life balance, right? Here's the second one: create supportive work environment. All right? And all you're doing is you're just rolling out the solutions. Create a supportive work environment. How do we do that? Right? We get connected, right? We talk to one another. We discuss. We don't act too cool not to be around one another. You should have all the teachers' numbers that you work with. Why? Because you want to stay connected, right? Like create the culture for the teachers. The reason why the burnout is happening is because you don't have any help. You don't have support. Right? So when you start talking about these solutions, they start writing it down. I'm telling you, look, here's the third thing: stronger self-care. Stronger self-care. And all you're doing is you're talking about the solutions. Stronger self-care. What is your self-care? Like how do you take care of yourself? Do you implement that into your schedule? Right? I don't know. I'm just kind of freestyling here, but you want to make sure that you have at least 3 to 5 solutions that supports the problem that you talked about, the agitation of the problem that you just talked about. All right, if you start speaking, and this is simple stuff, y'all. Like, this is it. This isn't rocket science. Here's number. What's this? 1, 2, 3. I'll give you 4. Stronger parent-teacher connection. Stronger parent-teacher connection. Right? Why is that important? Right? Because one of the reasons why your students are acting out and burning you out is because you don't even know their parents. See, when you know their parents, you can say, well, the minute that they act out, all you got to do is, yep, I'm calling Sheila. Oh, you acting out? I see you over there doing it. Okay, I bet. I'm going to call you. When you have that connection with the parents as a teacher, guess what? Now you got a little bit more leverage. Now the burnout won't come as usual because that person in your classroom, he ain't acting up as much as he used to. Why? Because you know his parents. When you have that, I don't know if that's a real thing. It just sounds like it's something that's real, right? I knew when I was in middle school, I could act up because I know that my parents wasn't really involved in my school. You know what I mean? Like I knew I could act up. All right, so that's one of the things. Here's the last thing. Have a why. Have a why. The reason why you burned out is because you don't remember your why. You don't remember the reason why you do what you do. All right? So when you think about these things right here, what you did was you got to the P, you got to the A, you got to the S. You spoke about the problem. We agitated the problem. What's the problem? Teacher burnout. I'm sorry, I didn't write that up here. Teacher burnout. Boom. Agitate the problem. What did I say? 45% of teachers quit within 5 years. Boom. There you go. Talk about the problem. You agitate it. Give them solutions. What's next? The T. The T stands for, see if I can, here's what the T stands for right here. See if I can make this smaller. All right, can't make it smaller. Here's what the T stands for. It's your testimony. Come on now. Testimony. White boy acting up. Testimony. Right there. Boom. What's the testimony? All right, this is your connection. This is your credibility. Your testimony is, I know if it worked for me, I know it can work for you. But tell your story. This is your opportunity to talk about how it worked for you. One of the reasons why I don't get burned out is because I got a reason why I do what I do. Every day that I wake up, I'm mentoring young boys and girls that don't have a father figure in their life. Why? Because their father's either dead or in jail. And I can't afford to get burned out because they need me. What's your why? What's the reason why you continue to do this education thing? What's the reason why you continue to be a facilitator? When you remember your why, when you have a constant reminder of the reason why you do what you do, you start talking about your testimony, you start giving stories. Listen, I remember I was on a flight driving back or flying back from Detroit. Where were we at? I believe, no, we were in Chicago, me and my sister. What up, Geneva? What up, sis? Me and my sister were coming back from Chicago from seeing E, right? E.T., Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. That's my mentor, right? We saw him out Chicago, right? And on the flight back, man, it was like turbulence. You know, Chicago is the windy city, and it was turbulence on the flight. And I remember getting up and going to the bathroom. And as I was walking to the bathroom, the turbulence hit the flight, and it's like the whole plane shook, like boom. I ran back to my seat, like, hold up, wait. And I remember because it looked like something out of a scary movie. Like everybody just started panicking. All of the stuff came out of the, overhead bins and all that stuff. It looked scary. It looked like we were going down. And in that moment, everybody thought that we were going down, right? And again, this is my testimony part, right? This is me jumping into a story. So I'm walking you through this thing. I remember when I was on that flight and it felt like we were going down. And I ran back to my seat and I grabbed my phone as I thought that we were going down. This is my last time. This is my last breath. I thought we were all about to leave this place. I looked at my phone and I started text messaging my daughter. And one of the reasons why I started text messaging my daughter because I wanted to give her my last message, my last words to her. And in that minute, in that moment, even though we didn't go down, it just reminded me that if I were to die, if I were to leave this place today, who's the first person that I would contact? Right? Make that the reason why you can't compete. You got to dominate whatever it is that you're doing. Make that person the reason why. Make that person your reminder as to why you cannot afford to have burnout. When you start, I'm telling you, right? You feel the compassion there, right? You feel the energy. It's an energy shift. When you start using your voice for value in a way you start telling your testimony, this thing right here, ooh, along with the agitation of the problem, along with the solutions, when we get to the testimony, that's your time to say, if it worked for me, it can work for you too. What's the main thing that, well, out of those 5 strategies, out of those 5 steps that I gave you, the most important one is to remember your why, to have a reason why you do what you do, have a reason why you can't compete. You got to dominate the educational industry. Why? Because there's some kids out there, 700 students drop out every single day. Are you going to be the person that drops out too? Come on, start agitating the problem. All right, you see how that comes naturally through me? All I'm doing is problem, agitate, solution, testimony. That's what leads me to the O, right? It leads me to the O. Here's what the O is. The O is an offer. Right? You killed it. Right? You spoke about the problem. You agitated the problem. You gave them 5 solutions, 5 things you need to know in order to overcome burnout. You've spoken about that. You've given your testimony. Now you got to roll out the offer. Here's what I'm doing. I'm offering this room right now. Every educator in this room right now, we are going to overcome this burnout situation. Here's how we're going to do it. I want to offer up for the next 30 days. I challenge you to remember your why. I challenge you. Look, all you do is you just kind of go back to what you were talking about, right? All you do is you go back to these things right here, your solutions. I challenge you over the next 30 days to create that work-life balance. I challenge you for the next 30 days to create a supportive environment. I challenge you for the next 30 days to create a stronger self-care. Come on, I challenge you for the next 30 days to create relationships with the parents of your students. I challenge you. This is my offer to you. That's the O. That's the O right there. When you walk into rooms and you start offering that, come on. They're like, okay, yep. And here's how you can kind of agitate the offer. Listen, I know that this offer is not for everybody in here, right? And that's kind of going to want to make them feel like, okay, hold on, what are you talking about? I know that this offer isn't for everybody in here, but I just want to offer those. If it's you, if you are the educator they're saying from this day forward, I'm no longer going to put up with teacher burnout. I'm going to overcome this. If that's you, I just want you to stand. I want you to stand in the room. If you do that at the end with that offer, ooh, right? Because what's going to happen is all the cool people, they may stay seated, but you're going to get a lot of people that stand up and they're going to look around and like, okay, everybody else standing up, guess what? I need to stand up too. All of a sudden, you got the whole room standing up to the challenge. Okay, since the whole room has stood up to the challenge, here's my offer for you. I'll offer you a challenge for the next 30 days to do these 5 things. If you can do these 5 things, listen, we're going to see a shift in our culture in this school right now. Like get personal with them, y'all. Look, I'm telling you, this thing works. Right. So after your offer, we got the R, right? We got the R. We got the T with the testimony. We got the O with the offer, and the R is just a recap. That's it. It's just a recap. Recap. Boom. How do you recap? Listen, now that everyone's standing, we already know. Listen, the teacher burnout, it's a real thing. 45% of people, educators, they quit within the first 5 years. Y'all, look, we get it. And if we're going to overcome this burnout, listen, all we got to do is run through your 5 things. Create that work-life balance, create supportive work environment. You go through your 5 things, your 5 solutions, and you tell them about the testimony. Listen, if this worked for me, I know it can work for you. Accept the challenge. Remember, get back to that offer. Accept the challenge. I offer you 30 days straight, right now. This is your moment to lock in with these 5 things, and you'll see yourself go to a whole new level. And that's when I'll add in, this is how you go from good to great to phenomenal to unstuck. Boom. You out of there. Listen, speaking just became easy for you. I just gave you the framework. My mentor, Cantus Simmons, I don't know if he's watching right now. Cantus, shout out to Cantus. He's giving me this. And the minute that he gave me this, I said, oh, it all makes sense now. And anytime that I see a facilitator, anytime the preacher is preaching, guess what? He's using the framework. That's how you stay on track with whatever it is that you want to get, whatever solutions that you want to give is right here with this pastor framework. Speaking just became easy for you, but it doesn't stop here. I want to go deeper. We'll make sure all 400 books got to be signed by tonight. First day of school is tomorrow. We're going to have them ready for the students. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. Let's go. Shout out to all my students going back to school. We got you covered. University of Unstuck GPS. This is what you need. This is a mentor in written form. You need this. If you are grade 6 through 12, girl or boy, doesn't matter. Look, I'm blessing both genders. If you're a boy, you get $500. If you're a girl, you get $500 at the end of this school year. If you can complete this booklet right here and write an essay about it. You gotta follow me to understand what the essay is about. You gotta follow the University of Unstuck. But this is going to track your success all season long, all year long. I'm so excited about it. Get the close up on that thing, baby. Let's go. This is it right here. It's a mentor in written form. This is your success pass right here. Start this year right here. University of Unstuck GPS. Let's go. Let's jump into the kingdom concept. Let's get there. Let's get to the kingdom concept. But before we do that, all right, I want to make sure that y'all getting something out of this. Let's go. Are you getting something out of this? Come on, let's go. Turn it up. Listen, I want you to like this video. Make sure you share it, right? Make sure you leave a comment. Leave a comment because we got to get the algorithm flowing. Don't just watch this video and go about your business. Now, make sure you at least leave a comment if you're not going to share it, right? But I would like for you to do both. But let's get this thing going. Are you getting something out of this? Hey, Hype, can I get a hype beat? Turn me up, Hype. Let's go. Woo! Come on. Public speaking just became easy for you. Let's go. Look, we're diving into the strategies, the structure, the methods on how public speaking can become easy for you. It's going to become easy. Why? Because you're going to become a problem solver. When you talk about the solutions, it becomes easy. It becomes an easy conversation as we flow into the pastor method. Let's go. PASTOR. What's that? State the problem, agitate the problem, speak about the solutions. Right? Let's talk about your testimony, offer a challenge, recap, boom, let's go. It becomes easy when you do it this way. Look, you've seen pastors pastor, you've seen preachers preach, you've seen talkers talk, and how they're doing it is, how they're staying on one solution, they got a framework. They have a framework that anytime that they jump off, they remember, oop, I got to agitate the problem here. Oop, well, get back to the solution. Oop, get back to the recap. Boom, there it is. I'm giving it to you right here, but let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, let's jump into it. Here's what I want you to understand. Let's go back to the top, right? The top 3 human fears is sharks, heights, and public speaking. Right? I've given you the foundation on how to make public speaking just a little bit easy for yourself, but let's go a little bit deeper, right? Let's talk about that fear of public speaking, because I think this is a good fear. If we jump into the word right now, I'm gonna show you a story about Moses that's gonna say, okay, this fear that I have of public speaking, there's a good side to this. There's no one-sided anything. I just want you to be real with it, right? So when you think about the story of Moses, y'all remember Moses, if you're not familiar, he's supposed to let the people go. He was appointed, right? He was called on to speak to the people and let the people, like free the slaves in layman's terms, right? He was called on, but Moses had every excuse in the book. He was a part of that top 3 human fears. I fear public speaking because I got a stuttering issue. That's what Moses was talking about. I fear this, like, I can't do this, God. Like, you got me out here about to save the world, and that ain't me. That's not me. And exactly, that you feel the same way sometimes. Let's just be real. We've been there. So I want to share with you a story of Moses. I believe it's in Exodus 4:12. Let's go to the word. Kingdom concepts. Let's go. Let's go to the word. I want to get you out of here, right? But before I let you get out of here, I want to go to Exodus 4:12, right? And Exodus 4:12, again, it's Moses speaking to God. And God is like, listen, I hear you, right? But I got you. I believe that public speaking should actually be your weakness. Because in your weakness, that's when God shows his strength. Oh, God. Look, I'm not trying to preach to you. But when you think about public speaking, the fear of public speaking, you fear it because it's a weakness. But wherever you are weak, okay, all right, I'm not trying to preach. Here we go. 4:12, let's go. 4:12, let's get it real quick, and I'm going to get you out of here, right? Matter of fact, let's go up a little bit. Let's go to 10. Let's go to 4:10, all right, 4:10. All right, Moses said to the Lord, pardon your servant, Lord. I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I'm slow to speak, right? My tongue is slow, right? That he's saying I got a stuttering issue. Right? I got a stuttering problem. He's giving God all the excuses in the world. I fear it. Right? I fear it. I can't do it. Then the Lord says, he shut it down. All right, yeah, I hear you, Moses. I hear what you're saying, right? The Lord said to him, who's the one who gave human beings their mouths? I'm the creator of your mouth. So if I send you somewhere, guess what? I'm going to protect you. I'm going to make sure that you can say the right things. But here, let's read it from the scripture. I'm just kind of ad-libbing there, right? I want you to get it straight from the word. Who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? He's stating the obvious. Is it not I, the Lord? Didn't I do those things? Didn't I give you a mouth? Didn't I give you the speech? Listen, now go. I will help you speak, and I will teach you what to say. He said, bruh, get out of my face. I called you to do something. That's why I said, like, your voice has value. It's not a coincidence that you have a voice. He's giving us a voice because he's calling us to go do something. He said, now go. Why haven't you gone yet? You've been created with a voice. You've been created with a testimony. You've been created with a mind that can detect solutions to other people's problems. God is saying, I just need you to go. I don't need you to have this super duper large education about what to say. Listen, I gave you the Holy Spirit. I'm going to give you the Holy Spirit. The Spirit going to whisper in your ear what to say when you need to say it. That's what he's saying. I will help you speak. I will teach you what to say. If we go to Acts, I'm not even going to jump into Acts because I might have you in here shouting if we go to Acts. But the Acts, when the Holy Spirit came down and the Holy Spirit whispered things, it tells you what to say. Oh, come on, I'm telling you. He's giving us the solution. It's supposed to be your weakness to public speak. Why? Because in your weakness, that's when he shows up. Come on. The kingdom concept is, I need you to shift from your own ability to God's power. Quit being fearful of speaking. It's supposed to be your weakness because that's where he's going to give you, he's going to whisper in your ear, Lee, say this right here. Oh, it's been multiple times where I've been caught up in the middle of a session and I just forgot where I was, right? I forgot where I was in my pastor method, right? I forgot where I was and God just gave me the Holy Spirit whispered in my ear, Lee, say this, boom. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you, God's plan is secured by his power, not your performance. Ooh, come on. I need you to write that down. God's plan is secured by his power, by his strength. It ain't about your performance. So when your performance is lowering, is going on a downtrend, guess what? Guess what he does? He raises it back up through his power. He whispers in your ear what to say. I'm going to tell you what to say. I'm going to teach you how to say it. Guess what? We just learned how to say it. He's going to tell us what to say. Come on. Lean not to your own understanding. I'm telling you, this biblical principle right here is the thing that shifted my life, y'all. It changed my life. I was fearful to go out there and speak. I was an introvert in high school. I never really spoke. So to be standing in front of you right now is a full transformation of who I was. But the only way that I became who I am today is because I leaned on God's plan. God's plan is secured by his power, not by your performance. So when you start leaning on his understanding, guess what? You remove the fear. Public speaking becomes easy for you. All you got to do is just do your due diligence. Go get good at solving somebody else's problem. When you start doing your own due diligence, public speaking becomes your weakness, but you start leaning on the strength right here. Oh, come on, come on. Tell me you ain't getting anything out of this. So here's what I want you to understand. We have the biblical principle. We understand what the kingdom concept is. But I want you to make this big. I want you to make this big in your life right here. I want you to do this thing right here. I want you to lean on the power of God. And then I want you to do these practical things right here. I want you to be in the spirit, and I want you to be in the flesh. The flesh is the pastor. Boom. I need you to actually get this part and then lean on God. Yo, God, I got the pastor. I did the preparation for it. All right, now I need your planning. I need how you want me to say this. I need you to lock in right. Come on, make some noise if you're getting something out of this. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Your voice is an instrument for your elevation. If you use this to your advantage, you will elevate other people, and in turn, they will elevate you. And in turn, God will elevate you. I'll put it that way. Let's go. Come on. If you use your voice for value and elevate other people, God will elevate you. I'm seeing it in my own life, and I believe if it worked for me, it can also work for you. Congratulations. Speaking just got easy. Let's go. Speaking just became easy. Let's go. Come on. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. All right, guys. All right, you know me. I get excited. I got to calm down. I got goosebumps right now. I just know that this thing works, okay? If it worked for Eric Thomas, it can work for you. If it worked for Candace Simmons, it can work for you. If it worked for all the great speakers, it can work for you too. I just need you to retain it and go apply it, all right? Go show improvement when you leave here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's jump into the Q&A. Let's get it. Oh man, this is a really great question. Thank you so much for your question. How to overcome the nervousness before presenting. Oh man, if you apply these three things, listen, you'll remove the nervousness before speaking, and you'll really make a larger impact when you walk out of that room. Here's the number one thing. You stop making it about you. I'm going to just be real with you. Here's how I can speak to this thing so fluently because I've been through it. I know this question like the back of my hand, so I love it. I'm excited about this one because I know exactly how to overcome the nervousness, the anxiety that you feel before public speaking. Here's the problem. You have the anxiety because you care. Right? You actually care. You want to make an impact in the room. You want to make sure that everyone gets something out of the 45, 60 minutes that you spend with them. That's your thought process. So the anxiety is actually good because you care. But the problem is you care so much that you're making it about you. So the first thing is if you want to remove the anxiety before public speaking, stop making it about you. Make it about the audience. Have the thoughts in your mind of when they leave here today, they're going to walk away from here different. I'm going to help somebody in this room. It may not be everybody, but I'm going to leave an impact when I leave this room. If you start thinking those thoughts before speaking, guess what? You're thinking about the people that you're going to leave an impact with. And as a result, you're not just going to be overly consumed with yourself and your own thoughts and your own ideas and your own downfalls and your own unpreparedness, whatever the case may be. So the nervousness comes from you making it about you. Make it about other people and watch the impact that you make. When you think about it, when you walk into a room and if you can connect with one person in the room, right? And you know the person in the room that's feeling what you're saying, they're like locked in, they're taking notes. If you can lock in with that one person and connect with them, It's going to raise your energy level. It's going to raise your confidence level, and it's going to remove the nervousness, right? Because you're thinking about, yo, I just want to make an impact. But what if you got that one person, you lock eyes with that one person, you connect with that one person in the room, and you're like, okay, she feeling me right there. Boom, that's a boost. That's a boost. So the first thing is you make it about your audience. Here's the second thing. Come rehearsed. No, I'm sorry. Come prepared, not rehearsed. Yep, that's the number 2 thing. The first thing is you make it about your audience. The second thing is come prepared, not rehearsed. And here's what I mean. Don't be so robotic with it. Oftentimes we're so rehearsed. We're like, yo, I'm going to say this, boom, 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 just like this, just like this. And then the minute that we get thrown off guard, the minute that, a curveball gets in there, guess what? We get discombobulated. So I want you to become rehearsed. What does that mean? Know your stuff. Know the solutions. Know it like the back of your hand, right? And that removes some of the nervousness, because one of the reasons why you're nervous is you're like, I didn't prepare. I don't know if I properly prepared. I don't know how this thing is going to flow. Guess what? When you know your stuff, when you come in prepared and not rehearsed, guess what? It removes some of that anxiety. Here's the last thing. Stick to what you know. So the first thing is make it about your audience. The second thing is come prepared, not rehearsed. The third thing is stick to everything that you know. The solutions that you have, you are a specialist at your solutions. We're not going off track into other things, because the minute that you do that, guess what? You lose confidence because you don't really know those things. You don't know those things like the back of your hand. Right? But what you do know is the 5 solutions, the 3 solutions that you're giving your people. Stick to the game plan. Stick to your lane. Say the things that you know. Say the things that you're confident about, right? Speak to those things. Whenever you get off track, that's what raises the anxiety. It raises the nervousness, right? So here, you stick to those 3 things, it's going to remove all of your issues before public speaking. Number 1 thing is make it about your audience. Number 2, you come prepared, not rehearsed. Number 3, listen, you go in and you say what you know. Don't go off track. Don't flow into anything else, and you'll remove that nervousness, all right? Thank you so much for that question. Listen, episode 7 is in the book. Make some noise. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Listen, public speaking just became easy for you. All you got to do is go get good at obsessing over other people's solutions and insert that into this right here. Come on, it just became easy for you right here. How else? Because we're going to lean on not our own understanding. Ooh, God has given us, he said, now go. He said, now go. I've given you a mouth. I provided you with the voice. I need you to go use it, right? And here's what we're going to say. We're going to say the problem. We're going to agitate the problem. We're going to speak about the solution. We're going to tell a testimony. We're going to tell a story, right? We're going to do an overview, right? We're going to recap this thing, and we're going to use it to our advantage right here. If you roll this out in your next speaking engagement, I promise you, speaking will become easy for you. Come on, make some noise. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. We are out of here. We've been given the kingdom concept, right? We've been given the easy route on public speaking, and my hope and prayer is that you take everything that we've done here today and use it as stepping stones to go from good to great to phenomenal to unstuck. Listen, life's journey is full of ups and downs. Let's just be real, right? On whatever downward spiral that you find yourself in, whatever dark moment, whatever challenge that you're dealing with, my hope is that you can hope yourself out of your challenge, out of your stumble, out of your fallen place, right? Out of your sunken place. My hope is that you can hope yourself. What does that mean? Hold on, pain ends. Come on, just hold on just a little bit longer, because when you get to that, out of that valley and into that peak, ooh, that's the growth part, right? What does growth stands for? Get rid of weakness. My hope is that you gain something today that's going to help you get rid of your weaknesses so you can get to that next level in life. Listen, episode 7 is in the books. Episode 8 is coming next week. Make sure you share this video, leave a comment, get with the Patreon, get something from the Unstuck store. Continue to support this business, man. Listen, hype. I appreciate you, bro. We're in the books. Let's go. Episode 7 is done. Public speaking has just became easy for you. I will see you next week. Listen, let's go to a whole new level. Good, great, phenomenal, unstuck. Let's get started. Let's go get it, and let's finish it. I'll see you next week.